Hey y'all, it's me, Miss B. Today we're talking about classifying polynomials and adding and subtracting polynomials. First, let's define what a polynomial is. A polynomial is an expression of more than two algebraic or terms. Or two or more, I should say, of two or more algebraic terms. So a monomial is an algebraic expression with one term, and a polynomial is an algebraic expression with 2 plus. Mono means one, and poly means multiple. Or many, I guess. Okay, the standard form of a polynomial starts with the highest exponent, and then the terms decrease to the term with the smallest exponent. So here I have just an expression, and I want to write it in standard form. So I'm looking at the exponents, and this one doesn't have one, and putting them in order. So starting with the 5. Then going down to 3x to the third, because that's the next, 9x squared, and 12. So this is the equation in standard form. All right, go ahead and do these next few on your own. So for this one, you should have had 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. Number 2, looking at those exponents, we have x to the third plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. We want to make sure we take the sign with it, so that negative 4x should stay negative 4x. And then finally, this one, these terms just switch. We get 4x to the fourth plus 5x squared. Okay. So in a polynomial function, the degree indicates the type of function, and the degree is the highest exponent. So we're actually gonna, we're gonna go here. Okay, so this one has an exponent of 1, this one has an exponent of 0, this one has an exponent of 2. So 2 is the degree of this one. Then for this one, my highest exponent is the 3, so 3 is the highest degree. Okay? So we're going to fill out this chart here so that we know how to name our functions. So if I have a degree here, I don't have any variables, therefore it has a degree of 0. Now if I have a degree of 0, it is called a constant. Next up, this one here, I just have a variable, no exponent, but it has an invisible 1, so its degree is 1. We call that a linear function. Next up, a degree of 2. We call those quadratics. Remember, quadratics are the ones that make that U-shaped parabola. Next up, a degree of 3 is a cubic. And then x to the fourth for this one, that is, we just are going to say whatever degree. So fourth degree, and then on up be fifth degree, sixth degree, and so on. Okay, now let's talk about the number of terms. So the number of terms that we have, I'm just going to separate this out. If I have a polynomial with one term, so this is just the one term, then it is called a monomial. If I have something with two terms, 1, 2, then I can call it a binomial. 3 terms is a trinomial, and then on up from there, we'll just start calling them polynomials. So go ahead and fill out that chart. That way you have it for reference. Okay, so we want to write these equations in standard form and then identify their name. So here, let's actually get rid of this 2 here. Okay. So the way that we would rewrite this, we want to put it in order. So negative 7x to the third, then 4x squared plus 3x. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 terms, and I also have a degree of 3. So the degree comes first, cubic, and then the number of terms comes second. So this is called a cubic trinomial. Okay, so you need both of those things for your final answer. Let's look at number 2. And let's, before you write that down, change this to a 3. Okay, so let's put it in standard form. So this negative 2x to the third stays. Second comes negative 5x squared, then 4x, then negative 11. All right, it's to the third degree, and it's 4 terms. So the degree comes first, cubic, and then because it's 4 terms up, we're going to just call it a cubic polynomial. Okay, so next up, adding polynomials. This we're pretty familiar with. We can only add like terms, and remember that like terms have the same variable and the same degree. So these ones are in order. I'm just going to highlight which ones I can add together. So this 3x squared, this one has an x and a squared, so those two go together. This 2x, this 2x and this 5x go together. And then finally this 9 and this negative 2. So we're going to go ahead and put those terms together. 3x squared minus 2x squared is, so 3 minus 2 is 1x squared. Negative 2x plus 5x gives me positive 3x. And then 9 minus 2 is 7. So my final answer is x squared plus 3x plus 7. Okay, so all we had to do was simplify that. Okay, go ahead and do this next one on your own. Okay, so this 4x to the third doesn't have anything in common with it, so I'm just going to bring it down. This 7x squared and the 6x squared, negative 6x squared go together, so that's going to give me negative 13x squared. This 1 goes with this 8, so that's going to be 9. And then finally, we'll have just this 4x. So then our final answer, we want to put it in standard form, is going to be negative 4x to the third minus 13x squared plus 4x plus 9. So that right there is our final answer for that one. Okay, subtracting polynomials, same thing. We can only add things with the same variable and degree, but we have to remember to not change our sign when we do it. So what I like to do is I like to carry that negative through. I'll show you what I mean. So here I have minus. So what this means, I'm going to distribute that negative all the way through, like it's a negative 1. So this is, just keep this the same, 3x squared minus 2x plus 9, but then all of our other signs change. So we get plus 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. Some people, when they do that, are comfortable just changing their signs within here. If that's not you, then don't do that. We can just do it like this and then combine like terms. So 3x squared and 2x squared should give you 5x squared, negative 2x, negative 5x, it's negative 7x, and then 9 and 2 gives us 11, and it's already in standard form. Okay, go ahead and do this next one on your own. Okay, so I'm going to take that negative through, so I get negative 4x to the third minus 7x squared plus 1 plus 6x squared minus 4x minus 8. So then we want to combine our like terms, so here and here. So I get 2x to the third. Oh wait, you know what? I made a mistake because this third doesn't go with anything because there's no other thirds in here. It's just negative 4x to the third. Then this negative 7x squared and this 6x squared go together and we get negative 1x squared. This 1 goes with this negative 8, so I get negative 7. And then finally, I have my negative 4x. Then we want to put it in standard form, negative 4x to the third minus x squared minus 4x minus 7. Okay, some people like to keep their terms in order the whole time. I really don't fuss with that because I sometimes will forget values if I do that. So that is it, and that is all for today, folks.